Wade Stephen Wilson was born on May 20, 1994, to teenage parents. He was adopted by Steve and Candace Wilson and raised in Tallahassee, Florida, where he attended Childs High School. During his youth, Wilson was often described as troubled and was reportedly involved in minor criminal activities and substance abuse. He also sustained several head injuries during his childhood and adolescence, which he later cited as contributing to his feelings of instability. His encounters with the law began in 2012 in Leon County, where he was involved in various incidents, including burglary, assault, and firearm-related offenses. In November 2013, Wilson was sentenced to prison for burglary and grand theft, serving until September 2014. In 2015, he faced charges of sexual battery and kidnapping after a woman accused him of assaulting her in his vehicle following a party. However, he was acquitted of these charges by a jury. By 2017, Wilson was incarcerated again for stealing firearms, serving until July 2018. Later in 2018, he was mentioned in connection with the case of Jerry Mike Willems, the target of an alleged murder for hire plotted by his wife Denise Willems. While serving time with Wilson, he has said he received $20,000 in a white manila envelope at a meetup post-release while on probation to carry out the attack. In February 2019, his former girlfriend reported an incident in which he allegedly assaulted and choked her. Although she initially accused him of kidnapping and rape, investigators did not pursue these charges due to a lack of evidence and an existing no-contact order. On July 1, 2019, Wilson was arrested again for battery. On October 7, 2019, Wilson committed 2 murders within hours. After Wilson met the first victim, Kristeen Melton, he strangled her in her home. Later that day, Wilson lured Diane Ruiz, a mother of 2 and a bartender, into his car under false pretenses and strangled and subsequently drove over her multiple times. He called his biological father, Stephen Testaseca, soon afterwards, and confessed to murdering the women. Testaseca and his wife called the police, and Wilson was arrested the following day. He told detectives that he would be willing to do it again. During legal proceedings, evidence of Wilson's mental health was presented, including testimony about his brain injuries. A neurologist testified that brain scans showed trauma and impairment, which might explain some of Wilson's impulsive behaviors. However, experts for the prosecution argued that drug abuse was a more significant factor in his actions. The defense claimed that Wilson's drug abuse could have impaired his judgment at the time of the crime. Wilson's biological father, Stephen Testaseca, testified against him in court, recounting details of his confession over the phone. Testaseca stated that his son ran over Ruiz after realizing she was not yet dead, and also could not explain his motives beyond "I just wanted to do it." More than the required 8 out of the 12 jurors recommended the death penalty for Wilson, 9 for the murder of Melton, and 10 for the murder of Ruiz. Having the power to take or disregard the jury's suggestion, Judge Nicholas Thompson imposed 2 death sentences. Wilson is appealing the decision to the Supreme Court of Florida. Wilson's sentencing was marked by public interest and controversy, including numerous messages from individuals pleading for clemency. His case raised questions about the intersection of mental health, criminal behavior, and the justice system. The case attracted extensive media coverage, partly because of Wilson's common name, with the well-known fictional character Deadpool aka Wade Wilson of the Marvel comic books and subsequent films. Public reactions were mixed, with some expressing sympathy due to his mental health issues, while others focused on the brutality of his crimes. In jail, while awaiting trial for the murders, Wilson applied multiple tattoos on his face, including a swastika under his right eye and a larger swastika on the side of his head. In 2020, Wilson and his cellmate were accused of tampering with a window in their cell in an attempt to escape. Wilson, who was reportedly the primary planner and instigator of the escape effort, also tried to set up a getaway car. In 2023, he pleaded nolo contendere to smuggling drugs into prison in exchange for having charges relating to an alleged escape attempt dropped. He was sentenced to a fine and 12 years in prison, to be served concurrently with his death penalties. Wilson survived a drug overdose at Lee County Jail in 2023. The incident prompted an investigation by the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Investigators uncovered a conspiracy to traffic illegal drugs into the jail. 4 others were also charged in the incident. In July 2025, Wilson was transferred to Suwannee Correctional Institution, which does not have a designated death row unit. As of August 31, 2025, Wilson is residing at Union Correctional Institution in Rayford.